Ladies and germs, hello and welcome. Overwatch 2 Season 3 is here, and we're going to discuss it today. We're going to go over the patch notes, we're going to talk about some of the changes, we're going to look at the stuff in the battle pass, and we're going to have a good old chat about it. Now, I have been enjoying Overwatch 2 quite a bit. I know a lot of you people haven't necessarily been enjoying it, though. A lot of complaints out there, especially on Twitter. Twitter, very negative place. I'm enjoying Overwatch 2. I genuinely am. I think everything's going pretty well. You know, obviously there's some complaints. Let's talk about some of them. Right off the bat, something I'm really excited about is a new map, Antarctic Peninsula. I don't know if that's a tongue twister, but that's a lot. Antarctic Peninsula. Journey across the frozen Antarctic Peninsula, discover the abandoned station where the Overwatch Eco Point team once served for the source of a dangerous anomaly threatening the world, and explore the wreckage of the icebreaker ship that failed to rescue Mei Ling Zhao. A new feature called Streamer Protect is here. That's for me. Sometimes I live stream. I also make videos. Hi. Players can now activate Streamer Protect options in-game settings. These options will provide players with a way to hide identifying information when live streaming matches. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what exactly that would be. I don't know what information could dox you already. I think I've heard someone talking about something with competitive or something like that. Either way, I appreciate it. Some accessibility improvements, improved subtitle options, text scalability, character portrait icons, speaker name, text color, background color, and subtitle preview and options menu. I wonder if that means they changed the UI quite a lot. Added mouse cursor size setting for PC. Mouse cursor size setting? I want it bigger. Added setting to select custom colors for group and alert colors in the UI. I know a lot of people have like custom UIs to kind of give themselves cooler colors for the enemy and player team. It often looks pretty cool. I think it would confuse me personally, otherwise I would play around with it. All of these options are for like, I believe, colorblind people. Added challenges to unlock silhouette player icons for all heroes. That's pretty cool. So your player icon, your little profile picture in game. Added tracking for each of the roles for weekly role mastery challenge. Added Ramatra unlock challenges. Players can now endorse the opposing team. Oh, no. You better not betray me. If you're on my team and I did well and you award someone on the other team, banned, reported. That seems like they're kind of asking for toxicity. I know there's going to be a bunch of toxic players who are like, my team was ass, I'm voting for the other team. I hate that guy already. Players can view scoreboards from previous matches within the View Game Reports menu found in the History tab of the Career profile. Okay, go back and check your scoreboards. I like that. Mystery Heroes Challenges. I am a huge fan of Mystery Heroes. I'm going to make a Mystery Heroes video. And the video is just going to be me pushing Mystery Heroes because it's cool and fun and a good way to learn the heroes. Mystery Heroes now limits each team to a maximum of 3 of each role. Example, you are a Reinhardt in Mystery Heroes. Your team includes Mercy, Anna, and Lucio. When you die, you cannot respawn as a support hero because there are already 3 support heroes on your team. You will either be respawned as damage or tank. Mystery Heroes now limits each team to a maximum of 3 of each role. That's probably good. That basically means you should have at least a tank or healer at all times. That honestly is a pretty good one. That's a really good one, because yeah, like 4 tanks or something like that it's not fun. Overwatch credits, which were previously labeled as legacy credits and were not earnable in Overwatch 2, can now once again be earned through progressing in the Season 3 Battle Pass. So you can now get legacy credits. I think we knew this. All players can earn up to 1,500 credits as free rewards, and another 500 credits are available as premium rewards in the Season 3 Battle Pass. Credits can be spent in the Hero Gallery, which now contain nearly all seasonal, epic, and legendary tier skins released prior to the launch of Overwatch 2. This includes many skins that were previously only available for purchase with coins in the Just For You section of the shop. So I'm glad, you know, it's pretty unfair that there's like a lot of cool skins that just can't be earned anymore. I mean, there's a lot of games that have items that are like discontinued, but I don't know how I feel about discontinued items. They can become a disaster. Ping system update. Pressing ability 1 or ability 2 when the ping wheel is open and when these abilities are on cooldown now prints these cooldowns in chat. Example, if Baptiste Immortality Field is on cooldown, you press the key button to activate the ability. While the ping wheel is open, the cooldown for the ability will be printed in chat, which is pretty helpful. So you can be like, hey, bitch, I can't heal you. I don't have an orb. Competitive play, let's go. I can't wait. I don't know if we can play comp immediately. I think for the most part, outside of playing like arcade and mystery heroes, I'm just gonna do like nothing but comp, whatever. Skill tiers and divisions will adjust after every 5 wins or 15 losses and ties. Formerly 7 wins or 20 losses. That's a good change. 7 wins is a lot. You know, winning 7 games in a row before you ever know how your rank changes is kind of crazy. I never played ranked in Overwatch 1. I don't know if it was similar to that. Yeah, I thought every 7 wins is a random number and it's ridiculous. Players can select the View Competitive Progress button from the competitive menu to view their progress towards receiving a rank update. Also good, because yeah, you're just kind of left in the dark every 7 games. Or at least in between those games. Alright, hero updates. All heroes, maximum ultimate charge retained when swapping heroes reduced from 30 to 25%. I didn't know that you kept ultimate percentage when you swapped heroes. Tank role passive. The health totals for all tank heroes will be lower when playing any game mode that does not have a role queue. Health totals will remain the same for tanks when playing any role queue enabled game. I think this is to prevent tanks from just being obscenely overpowered in things like mystery heroes and other arcade games, because when Overwatch 2 first came out, tanks were just OP. Extremely OP. Base health, so these are all just discussing the base healths of these characters, of all the tanks. Junker Queen, there is a note here. Overall health base for Junker Queen is increased by 25 horsepower. Orisa, same thing. Damage fall off range reduced from 25 to 15 meters. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I heard about damage fall off like 2 weeks ago. Ramatra. A lot of people have been complaining about Ramatra, and they've tried fixing him a little bit. Developer comment. The idea of an ultimate ability potentially lasting forever is an exciting concept, but the reality is that if it's too easy to do, it causes a lot of frustrations, and with Ramatra's ultimate in particular, an excessive amount of visual noise. We're limiting the maximum duration to 20 seconds, which is still highly impactful for most team fights, but it guarantees it'll end in a reasonable amount of time. 20 seconds is still a long time. Base health in role queue modes remains the same. Okay, whatever. Damaging enemies with the ultimate now slows the duration timer down instead of pausing it entirely. Lasts up to 20 seconds. Ultimate cost increased by 12%. What does that mean exactly? It's already expressed as a percentage. In a similar fashion to Roadhog's chain hook combo changes last week, we generally like to avoid heroes in the tank role from killing enemies in one shot. Earthshatter direct hit damage is being reduced with that goal in mind. In most cases, targets on the receiving end would die anyway during the knockdown stun, but it does open up some potentials for their allies to intervene. For now, we're fine with the charge pin staying lethal to many characters due to the difficulty and risk involved. Fire strike damage increase does not mean it could once again one-shot and combine with Baptiste Amplification Matrix, but that requires an ultimate combo with another hero. We'll see how it plays and adjust if necessary. The Rocket Hammer knockback reduction sounds like a loss of power, though it is actually aiming to reduce the number of times Reinhardt accidentally knocks enemies out of his melee range. Rocket Hammer knockback impulse reduced from 10 to 6. Charge cooldown reduced. That's good. Damage increased from 90 to 100 on Fire Strike. Earth Shatter nerfed a little bit. People were talking about how they want Reinhardt to be better. Overall, I don't know. That doesn't exactly sound like a buff, but it doesn't sound horrible either way. It just sounds like an attempt at balancing. Roadhog. Developer comment. Allowing Roadhog to use abilities during his ultimate made it much more reliable in solo tank environment, though doing so was often much like just canceling the ultimate as it ran out of time. We're adding a couple of seconds to the maximum duration to increase the flexibility of player choices during the whole hog ultimate, but we'll keep an eye if it's simply too much damage or knockback overall. Maximum duration increased from 6 to 8 seconds of whole hog. Ultimate cost increased by 8%. Sigma, ultimate cost increased by 7%. That's it. Health barrier reduced from 700 to 650, so tiny Winston nerf. Tiny Sigma nerf. Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball received some of the fewest changes and then transitioned to 5v5 as he proved to be one of the most effective solo tanks in early testing. His extreme mobility and massive health pool enable him to choose when to fight much more freely than other heroes. These changes are aimed at reducing his downtime so he can press that advantage even further. Regenerating shield health pool often leads to not needing to search for as many health packs before getting back in position. Shield health increased from 0 to 150. Pile driver cooldown reduced reduced from 10 to 8 seconds. That's awesome. That's his most fun ability, by the way. Ultimate cost increased by 9%. Arming time reduced from 1.5 to 1 seconds. A little bit of a Wrecking Ball chisel. I really enjoy Wrecking Ball. I mean, maybe he's not the strongest tank, but he's fun as hell. Zarya, ultimate cost increased. They increased the cost of the ultimate on a lot of characters. Cassidy, Peacekeeper, primary fall off range increased from 20 to 25. Wow. Movement is no longer blocked by enemy player collision. That's kind of crazy. So combat roll not being blocked by players is mostly a small quality of life change to make the ability feel smoother, particularly when rolling in a direction that you're not facing. Okay, fair enough. Junkrat. As the concussion mine already has damage fall off, the further from the explosion the enemy the player is, lowering the maximum damage will require Junkrat to be slightly more accurate to achieve the same lethality with some of his combos. Maximum damage reduced from 120 to 100. So basically with the concussion mine, you need to be more accurate with it, which, like, fair enough, but it's also, I mean, it's got a pretty big explosion range, but it's also a bomb. Blizzard, ultimate cost reduced by 5%. Ultimate cost reduced by 5% on Pharah. On Reaper, it was reduced by 8%. Soldier 76, this is more of an adjustment for the gun feels rather than strictly trying to add power, but it does have an effect on both. It makes the weapon handle more similar to the original version in that you can burst fire more accurately before the recoil kicks in. Number of shots to reach maximum recoil increased from 4 to 6. Recoil reduced by 12%. Fair enough. In Overwatch 2, Soldier's rifle, it doesn't feel good. Like, the rate of fire feels weird. It doesn't really sound like the rate of fire changed, but whatever. Sombra, I heard, has been buffed, which is great. I was, like, originally kind of a Sombra main. I played a lot of Sombra. Sombra is underperforming after her last round of changes. While we make progress on a small rework for her abilities, this damage increase will help strengthen Sombra even against targets that aren't affected by her hack effect. It's a small increase per projectile, but it adds up quickly due to her fast rate of fire. The health pack duration increases a minor buff to avoid needing a re-hack quite so often. Damage per projectile increased from 7 to 7.5. Health pack hack duration increased from 30 to 45 seconds. Symmetra, ultimate cost increased by 10%. With the move to 5v5 and one less player to shoot at, Torb's turret tends to survive longer than ever. We're reducing its health slightly to help it feel like less like a 6 player and be easier to deal with once someone turns their attention to it. Cool. Widowmaker's health has been reduced to 175. We experimented with Widowmaker at 200 health for a while due to concerns that increased power of tanks made her too vulnerable to them. Ultimately, she gains more advantages from the 5v5 than she loses, so returning her back to 175 to better enable more heroes to contest her lethal range capabilities. I mean, to be fair, like, in this patch, it does seem like Widow has been just sniping a bunch of people. Widow's felt pretty strong. Kind of disappointed to see her get a little nerfed. Anna, Biotic Grenade, effect duration reduced from 4 to 3.5 seconds. That kind of sucks. That's a little bit of a nerf. Brigitte, Repair Pack having a small amount of instant healing will help Brigitte have more agency in saving an injured ally and generally make the ability feel more responsive and impactful. Repair Pack. Healing over time reduced from 55 to 50 per second. Applying a Repair Pack now instantly heals for 25 health on impact. They were strictly HOTS. It's been slightly reduced, but now it instantly heals 25, which is pretty good. Like, that's a pretty beefy, it's not really beefy, but that's a decent little heal right off the bat, which I feel like is something that she needs. And her ultimate has been reduced by 10%. Seems pretty good. Seems like an overall buff. Made a lot of big changes to Mercy and I don't know, there seems to be mixed opinions about whether she got buffed or nerfed. So let's see what the developers have to say. Placing Mercy's regeneration passive with a more interesting interaction was something we wanted to do after all support heroes gained a similar version of it through their role passive. For Guardian Angel, the cooldown increase is necessary to reduce the greatly increased mobility resulting from the recent rework to the jump cancel. Guardian Angel, cooldown increased from 1.5 to 2.5 seconds. Holding the backwards directional input and canceling the ability with jump now moves 20% slower. Healing per second reduced from 55 to 45 on her staff. Healing is increased by 50% for allies under half health. That's pretty good to know. So if you have an ally that is under half health, you need to pay attention. Regeneration passive removed. So did she have a passive on top of the roll passive? New, sympathetic recovery. Mercy heals herself for 25% of the healing done with Caduceus staff. To me, that sounds like a lot. We'll see how this all feels. Honestly, like, patch notes are great, but it just comes down to the vibes when you play the character. Moira, ultimate cost reduced by 5%. Let's go! Moira mains. Continue that DPS, baby. Zenyatta, developer comments. We've been discussing options to potentially increase Zenyatta's survivability. We've seen previously in the beta, Zenyatta is somewhat of a nice edge of balance. Even just 25 more shield health pushed him into overpowered must-pick territory at the pro level. To balance his powerful damage output, the lack of mobility is an intentional disadvantage by design. I think we knew that. So we'd prefer not to change that too much. Instead, we're adding more ammo to lengthen the times between when Zenyatta is most vulnerable, which is when he's reloading. Ammo increased from 20 to 25. That's a pretty solid little change. I was a Zenyatta main for a long time. I really like Zenyatta. I don't know, like 5 more ammo on a healer doesn't seem like a lot. Pretty good reasoning. Season 3 map pools. I was under the understanding that like map pools were not going to be a thing. Looks like they added some new night and morning maps. I think those are new just because of their times. Coliseum in the morning is new, so I don't know. We'll see. Antarctic Peninsula Night is the new map, and it is on the map pool for control. I hope I can play the new map pretty soon. And then we have bug fixes. I'm not going to read through all of these. It looks like there's quite a lot. It's pretty crazy. You can look through these if you want, but let's just trust that the game is fixed gooder now. I just want to point out there's articles with a literal vigil for Mercy, so I guess the opinions are she is nerfed. Alright, my super impressive competitive awards. We got bronze and silver. Can you compete with that? 125 competitive tokens. God damn, dude. I am good. We got a reward. I don't know what that is. Okay, here's the new map. I've heard it's... What's happening? Did you guys see that? What just happened? That seemed like a glitch. Oh boy, a gold medal. What is the gold medal for? Alright, we got a new load screen. We got a little Aurora Borealis action. Okay, and it looks like the UI on this has been updated a little bit. Season 3, what's new? Oh no. Okay. Ooh, this skin looks sick. Alright, I'm gonna look at the battle pass a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want to spoil it. Last time, I didn't look at like half of the battle pass, and it made it more enjoyable for me, so we're gonna do that. Nice. We're getting a little more Junker Queen action, a little Kiss skin. Still have the abs revealed. That's a cool axe, actually. Oh, shit. Let's see that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's cool. That's a cool knife, too. Okay, this is really cool, too. The hat's see-through. This is a cool skin. I'm pretty excited about this particular skin. I like that gun. I've seen this all over Twitter, of course, the Invisible Man skin for McCree. What is his name? Cassidy? Nowhere does it even say what character this is. I mean, it is Cassidy, but still. What about new players? Okay, that's sick. Especially with the Zeus skin, it's like even sicker, but that face... Why? Okay, this is really cool, too. That's a really dope Sombra skin. I like it. Alright, we're gonna close our eyes. I don't want to see anything. Okay, last one. We have the Kariko. Oh, I like her hair in the back. That's cool. This is a really cool skin, man. I don't know. Some people are unimpressed. A lot of people are actually a little more worried about the fact that they're sticking with like the same color schemes for a lot of them. I like them. I like this purple. Little less than I thought it would be. You can still make a pretty cool character out of this. Oh, that's sweet. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This has been an overview of the patch notes. We'll talk a little bit more about the new map as well as some of the more specific changes in upcoming videos, so don't forget to check those out. And while you're at it, don't forget to like the video, and if you want to see more, definitely hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you around, gamers. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.